What's going on, Matt?
Hey, not much, Nick.
Hey, it's good to be here.
It's good to be here with you.
It's been a couple weeks.
Been a few weeks. You had a baby.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't give birth.
I had a baby.
Right.
Welcome to the world, Fiona Lynn Patton, August 5th, 2017.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was It's been crazy, Matt.
It has, huh?
Yeah.
The
Fatherhood.
The sleep, right?
The sleep or lack of it hasn't been too bad. You know, she's an easy baby, which is awesome. Makes things easy.
Right.
Right?
As easy babies do.
Yeah.
They do
absolutely.
make things easy. You know what wasn't easy, Nick?
What's that?
You could tell me. Getting a hold of our next topic.
Holy crap.
Right?
So the SNES Classic, Matt. Nintendo and their little grubby fingers. They did a little update recently, and they basically said, don't worry, guys, this isn't the last point you can get one, but...
Which anytime somebody says, don't worry, I kind of just start worrying right away.
Absolutely.
I don't worry about much, but if somebody tells me don't worry, I feel like that just kind of... I'm worrying.
Yeah.
I can't read this. I can't hear this.
So they were pretty sneaky, Matt. In the early wee hours, I'm sure everyone that is interested in this probably knows this by now, but for those that don't, in the wee morning hours on August 22nd, basically Nintendo allowed both Amazon and Best Buy to have pre-orders for their SNES Classic, of which any normal person.
Right. So if you don't know, I mean, the SNES Classic is the Super Nintendo, but it's shrunk down.
It is.
So it looks exactly like a Super Nintendo, which I don't have in front of me, but it's about yay big, like a loaf of bread, like a little loaf of bread.
Yep. 21
they shrunk
games.
It down. Honey, I shrunk the system.
Absolutely.
Right. And so it's loaded with 21 games.
These games, too, this is the reason people are freaking out. You have a bundle of basically the Super Nintendo's best.
These are all the games that if you owned the original Super Nintendo, like I did, this was like the first year or two worth of... I mean, and there's definitely others in there added on, like other classics added on, but like Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I mean, the first year's worth of releases, the top games from that first year of releases is all in here, which is stellar. Super Castlevania 4, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which was terrific.
Absolutely, man. For me, it's Donkey Kong Country, Secret of Mana, definitely Super Mario RPG in there,
Yep.
Lots of greatness. So I came to acquire one. Holy crap.
You did.
Happened.
That makes one of us.
I'd actually, believe it or not, I'd been up the night before. I'd been kind of following this thing because people kind of know when your spidey senses are going off a little bit on this. And I woke up the next morning and checked my phone real quick. Forbes had actually posted an article 6 minutes prior and said, hey, this happened last night. Sucks to suck. You can get one through GameStop, though, if you hang on. They're doing an announcement today, and this announcement, they might have one available. So I jumped on this, man. I called both GameStops. I was the first one here in the Valley to inform GameStop that they were going to have this pre-order coming up. It felt awesome.
Which says a lot for you, but doesn't say a whole lot for your GameStop.
No, not at all.
Which
probably went to the back, lashed themselves.
Yeah.
Pre-order
Yeah, absolutely. Well, GameStop's one of those like last holdouts from like the Blockbuster era. They sprung up during Blockbuster's success, and it's not too hard to see them maybe going the way of Blockbuster eventually, especially given the digital nature of so many of the games that are played now. And, pre-orders, like, I feel like we could just order from the manufacturer.
Definitely.
Like, I feel like that's something, why would they...
And that's the kind of the point is Nintendo's not making this easy for anybody.
No.
You know what I mean? And,
no.
Come on.
They're not known for making things easy on consumers, typically.
So I lucked out. They held one for me.
You did.
Here we go. I'm going to be talking about it. Hopefully... I'll be able to put up both the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, and we can maybe do,
Yeah, do a little side by side.
Yeah, kind of play some games or something on there. That would be awesome.
Right. So it's super cool. And it's one of those things where I was too late the day that you messaged me, and then I had one of my managers at work was like, "Oh, quick, Walmart got them," and you're too late.
Dude,
if someone has to tell you, you're too late.
Websites were crashing because of this thing.
They were getting destroyed.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But speaking of websites not going down.
Hey, SoundCloud's not going down.
SoundCloud, look at that.
Which, good news. aspiring DJs slash music makers.
Yeah,
slash
absolutely. I mean, I use it myself. We use it for the show.
talking.
We've done it. We've used SoundCloud. For
Wonderful format.
It is.
Right. So this was this happened over the last month or so. They have secured a crucial $169.5 million investment deal from global merchant bank The Rain Group and Singapore-based investment company Temasek that will enable it to stay afloat, which is good news for everybody because we no longer have to wait on the record labels to find the best music. We also don't need a new we don't have to find a new place to upload our podcast.
That's the main thing.
And that's the big thing. I mean, the free storage is great. And granted, the subscription, you get a lot more with that. And that's the way we're going to have to go. But now we have somewhere to go with it.
Yeah. It's for me, I do music on the side and stuff. It's just something that, friends of mine, local musicians, also were kind of hitting me up about and like, hey, should I be downloading my music? And it's like, at the first point, like, if you uploaded your music, shouldn't you have that backed up? But anyway, we're afloat now.
What do people leave things just unsaved?
I don't know.
I mean, how do you?
I have no idea.
I mean, even if you didn't, somewhere your computer would have it.
Yeah.
Regardless of what PC, if you're using PC or Mac, you just somewhere in there's a record of it.
Yep.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of change going on. They did terminate the contracts of 173 staff members.
okay.
Right on.
That's giveth and taketh away.
Fact. Yeah.
Fact. Right.
Right on.
So, off to ridiculous stuff. Hey, it's great living in Colorado. We live in Western Colorado.
We do.
That doesn't mean that that we can't tell you about things that are going on in other parts like Durango.
Oh goodness.
I mean, because we are not a local thing at all. Most of the stuff we talk about happens
usually
way
abroad. Yeah.
So it's fun when something happens close-ish to us that we can talk about. And this is delightful. This was on Mashable a few weeks ago. There was a bear that first of all, if you don't know a lot about Colorado, there's definitely some stereotypes. Everybody drives a Subaru.
Yes.
Which neither one of us do.
Oh, that's yeah.
And we both have kids now, and neither of us owns a Subaru.
Yet.
We might be right. We might be right.
I feel it.
At this moment in time, we might be the worst Coloradans in the state, outside of the ones that came from California.
I ran into hates them. Kyle Davis. Now we're on camera. I haven't told you this. His wife's pregnant.
Oh.
And he drove away in his Subaru.
Right.
With his son in the back.
That's how he. Well, we'll talk about that later. That's interesting. So he's having another child. Well, that's good because he has a lot of extra education now, so he can.
Wow. I don't know how
I couldn't imagine starting over again, having another.
We'll have a discussion after this because that'll lead into another discussion.
Right, and this won't be of value to anybody.
No.
Any more so than usual. So this is a story.
So a bear took a car and took a dump in it.
This is the story of a bear.
Right on.
Indeed. There was a bear that stole somebody's Subaru, went for a ride, and shat upon it.
Yes.
The interior. So this is a great story. So the car was discovered around 5 a.m. on August 4th. See this, timestamp. In the front yard of the owner's neighbor.
So,
Not too far. He didn't get too far. Bears apparently aren't the best drivers. They'd be right at home here. Because
Absolutely.
Humans here drive horribly.
They do.
In Grand Junction. So... Yeah, so this is my favorite quote of any story over the last 3 months. This quote comes to us from the neighbor, Ron Cornelius, and he had this to say: "Usually I don't get up at 5 o'clock unless there's a bear driving a car down the street." God damn it, Ron, that's beautiful.
Cold.
It is. It's true. So when the La Plata County Sheriff's Office arrived on the scene, it was determined that a bear was to blame. Due to the shocking damage to the vehicle interior and the fact that there was a huge pile of bear turds in the car. Some real crack police work there.
Yeah, really.
To really...
The shocking damage.
Yeah, well, it's a bear.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably didn't have to do a lot of determining to realize that these weren't high school kids doing this. The steering wheel had been torn off. The radio ripped out. I wonder if they still had the credence, so
or something
in there,
Jeez,
and the back window broken. Okay. So the bear had most likely released the parking brake and panicked as the car began to roll backwards. We get into trouble, a lot of trouble as a society, when we start trying to figure out what a bear's driving instincts are like.
Absolutely.
And assuming things. That's all
Never
you're going to get out of me.
assume somebody's instincts, man.
No, you got to watch out for human instincts. Strange enough. Like this thief in China.
My goodness. So I sent you this as soon as I saw this.
Right, and this is funny because I usually handle the gross end of things on our show here. And so
true.
when you come up with something gross, I'm stoked for it, and we're definitely talking about it. This, okay, so there's video too, which it's pixelated, so we're not two guys watching this happen
Absolutely
right now
not.
over and over again. But according to, let's see, okay.
World of Buzz.
So World of
like
Buzz, which is... It's an international thing, and I wouldn't believe it if it weren't for the fact that, I mean, who would spend the time to make this video? I think this is probably a real thing.
It is a real thing.
So they write that most of us have probably experienced passing out after a heavy night of drinking. That'll give us plenty of stories to tell based on that experience, and they're all horrible stories usually.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. People go out all night, they drink all night, and they think that their stories are somehow going to be just these epic, and they're usually not.
They're really not.
Nah, you usually form them out of stories that you've seen already.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we'll get past that. According to the Shanghaiist.
The Shanghaiist. Their paper.
The heist. The man identified only as Ajun. Aju. Which is very funny when you find out what's happening here.
Yep.
Because that sounds like the juice to me. Had passed out on the bench at around 5 a.m. on Sunday, but when he woke up, he was surprised to find that he had lost his worldly goods and that his belt was also loose.
And his dignity.
And, definitely. Dignity is caught on camera. Now, we normally have our trusty friends around us to stop us from doing anything too stupid.
Yeah. So this is what's interesting, Matt. Mm-hmm. Woke up, right?
Right.
Like, what the hell?
Your wallet's
gone.
This dude
files a police report, and the police report, they start investigating the footage from
because there's cameras everywhere. There's a camera and a grain of rice in China.
I mean, this looks like a train stop, possibly like a bus stop area.
Right. And the bench itself looks like a guide rail or something. I don't know why he chose... But, hey, everybody passes out in their own places. This is why you don't pass out on a bench out in public.
So police are watching this footage. They find Aju. He'd fallen into like a drunken stupor, passed out on this bench, of course. Several passerby were spotted. Nothing outward happened to Aju until about 4:30 in the morning.
4:30 a.m. is when things really picked up for Aju.
Yeah, a man approached him. He's still unconscious at this point.
Right.
The man started to loosen his belt. Mm-hmm. Aju's belt, the dude that's passed out. And
before giving him a blowjob and a hand job.
Wow.
Okay, so here's, I mean, so obviously you don't want to pass out in public, ever. Or even at somebody's house party, you don't want to pass out. You're going to get things drawn on you. But this guy did on a couple fronts. I mean, he got his wallet stolen. But it's almost like... was it really a stealing thing, or did this guy just pull like some hooker inception on him?
Check it out. Here's the footage. He's just kind of oh shit, panic.
Yep.
Take his wallet and
take his wallet. So I don't understand if you took the wallet first and then
just picking out crabs.
Because I almost feel like if we don't have the audio for this, maybe this was just a one of those things where he's just like, hey. Oh man, I'm great. You can take my wallet. Take my wallet.
Hey,
there's
man.
like $5 in there.
Come on over, bro.
Right. I mean, this is wow. So
yeah,
threw the wallet away, but kept his ID.
That's right. So the encounter was about 5 minutes long. The dude pocketed the wallet, left the scene. Well, they managed to find the man who's in his 20s at a hotel 20 meters from the crime scene. The suspect told police that he was gay, and that when he saw Aju sleeping there, he was charmed by his handsome looks.
So, you're probably safe if you're not handsome.
Is it okay to molest somebody if they are good looking and passed out?
Probably not. It's never okay to molest people.
I don't think so.
I don't think, but there again, like, I don't know, man. I'm not really sure what it's like being gay in China. I don't even know what it's like here, but I'd imagine maybe it's a little different. I know some countries have some really strict...
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know. Like Russia, that would not happen.
That wouldn't fly.
No, man. That would wow.
That was a little bizarre.
So it was a little strange.
A little strange.
Right. I mean,
something else happened last week. It was a little strange.
Oh, did it?
We had an eclipse.
Oh yeah, the eclipse. I did not look at it.
I put on the glasses and stood outside.
Did you? What'd you see?
What you'd expect.
Just kind of a round object.
Google eclipse and about that.
Yeah. This wasn't one of those like must-see things
here,
for me.
In Grand Junction. I mean, it got.
We didn't hit. We weren't in the path of totality.
We
so.
weren't. But it did. It dropped a few degrees. We were outside checking it out. It got kind of quiet, kind of ominous.
The cool thing for me was
the shadows.
Were the shadows. The shadows were awesome. I got some cool pictures.
Well, moon buddies.
Moon buddies, right?
Moon buddies.
Moon buddies. Yeah. Yeah. So the shadows were cool. It was also kind of cool how it was a little darker here, but not that much.
Right.
Not really that much. So, yeah, that's the eclipse.
Wow. Yeah. I'm glad we could meet up today and get back to it, man. It's
it's
been a
always
minute.
Good. There was life.
The baby.
Life was happening.
Yeah.
It was being life.
Life. The final frontier.
The final frontier. Right. So there's a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Well, Matt, I think we can get this consistently going again.
Yeah. So we'll be up bringing these more frequently. And
absolutely.
for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Nick.
Thanks.
Stay cheesy.